Some people don't want it in their backyard, so
Yeah.
they'll say
Yeah.
Evergreen has a lot of space. Yes, let's do this. But we want to make sure that we continue to honor our general plan, and that site is
And
zoned
for everyone you
industrial.
trolls that say, oh, San Jose's not the same anymore, it's so expensive, that too bad I can't live here and I gotta get out. These are the type of things where you should get involved and say those. It's much more powerful. Come down at a City Hall meeting, tell them your story, tell them how you feel, versus, sometimes just writing on social media is not enough. That's real impact, that's real change. And trust me, the last thing I'd ever thought I'd be doing is talking to politicians or even be involved in. I used to fall asleep when C-SPAN came on, and now I love watching C-SPAN because when I realized...
You haven't fallen asleep once.
Yes, because the fact that I realized that, okay, there's significant change for the good you can make here. Not just the stigma of politicians that they're corrupt and the bad here, right? But anyway, let's keep it positive. I like to keep it
positive.
Let's keep it
I think there's a lot of great work that all of the council members are doing, and the mayor is leading a great plan, a 15-point plan to increase the housing stock. And so there's answers. It's a slow process, but we are working towards it.
Right.
We want to make sure that we increase housing stock. We just passed the apartment rent ordinance, and I was behind having rents connect to the CPI, which is a consumer price index.
I'm only gonna pick,
Roman, you said we were going to do this.
I'm only gonna pick a few, but they're only questions that I know that you can answer. I asked one of them before to Evergreen's principal recently.
Okay.
So tell me about a failure, or what you thought at the time was a failure, and we all have these, that ended up being one of the most beneficial, you think, positive things, in your life that, like they say, was meant to happen.
It's a part of the tax code. It's been part of the tax code for almost 100 years, literally.
Okay.
And it's something that people use when they want to sell some physical asset. Usually we think of real estate.
Yep.
And buy replacement investment real estate. And by using 1031 of the tax code, they get to defer paying taxes on the profit that they've made.
Got it.
So you bought a house years ago for $100,000, now it's worth $300,000. If you sell it, you have to pay taxes on $200,000. But because you can do the exchange, you can take that $300,000, go buy other investment real estate with it, and not have to pay the tax on that every time.
Right, and it's tax deferred, but it is taxable.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Well,
could you break that down for us? Because that's the goal for today, is to dive into the universe of it and really break it down.
That's a good point, because people say, well, if I'm only deferring the taxes, eventually I have to pay the taxes, so why bother doing it in exchange?
True.
There are two reasons I always tell people they want to do the 1031. Number one is, would you prefer to pay your taxes today or tomorrow? Because if I make $200,000 of profit on something and I got to pay $30,000 to the government, I only have $140,000 to reinvest. But because you can do the exchange, you can reinvest the entire $200,000, and that extra $60,000 that you're not giving the government, you get to use that to buy more real estate with it.
Urban leadership, which I found very interesting. Was that an existing program already? How did that all come up?
That's interesting. Let's see, I was the principal at Santa Teresa High School and an area director when that started. And some people who I knew at San Jose State, Dr. Marcia Speck and Dr. Marty Feldman, they envisioned this program to train. There weren't enough school administrators. And many of the programs for school administrators weren't really strong programs. They read books about what Dewey said in
But no feeder programs.
No feeder programs, no sort of integrated, no looking at what does education look like in the 21st century, and not, it was in a university, not in a school. And so the Urban High School Leadership Program, I was in the East Side then, so we were a prime target, and I knew these folks, so they asked me to join them as a way of bringing East Side teachers who were interested in becoming educational leaders into the program. So we did that, and so what happened is we would meet, not even at the university, which is not always a welcoming place to go, but someplace that was easy to park, and not during the day when people were working, and then the action would mostly happen in their schools when they would take on projects and work together to get.
So such a powerful program because you're really shaping our minds. I love the idea, but how the heck do you come up with a curriculum? That was probably the next question,
Sure.
right? And then what is that versus standard? So if you finish urban leadership program, would that give you your credentials?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And a master's degree.
It's a beautiful slide. When followed in life, I guarantee you, life will be different. I guarantee you, if this is applied in life, we can have peaceful night's sleep. Here it is. Do you have a problem in life? No? Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes. Can you do something about it? Yes. Then why worry? Do you have a problem in life? Yes. Can you do something about it? No. Then why worry? Isn't it? Isn't it? Why worry?